Hi friends, today we are going to study the subject sustainable engineering and we are studying module 4 of sustainable engineering. In this session we are dealing with the fuel cells. Okay, so what does mean by a fuel cell? A fuel cell is an electrochemical device that converts energy produced from a chemical reaction into electrical energy. More specifically, it is an electrochemical device that combines hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity with water and heat as its byproduct. That is, fuel cell means is an electrochemical device. So, in its name itself, it is an electrochemical device which produces electricity from chemical reaction. So, what is the chemical reaction happens here? It combines hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, it combines hydrogen and oxygen and it produces electricity. Okay, so it produces electricity. For every reaction there should be a byproduct. Here in fuel cells reaction the byproduct is water and heat. So it converts one form of energy into another form, that is chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, so let's look into the construction of the fuel cell. So fuel cell, it's a cell. So obviously it consists of one anode and cathode, one electrolyte. Electrolyte should be an acidic solution, isn't it? Okay, so it has one anode. So anode is the negative. We know that negative post is the anode of fuel cell. It conducts electrons. So anode പ്രത്യേകത എന്താണ്? It conducts electrons that are freed from the hydrogen molecules so that they can be used in the external surface circuit. Etched channels disperse hydrogen gas over the surface of the catalyst. So for this chemical reaction for conduct occur easily, there should be a catalyst. And next post is cathode. Positive post of fuel cell. This etched channel distribute oxygen. In cathode, etched channel distribute hydrogen. In cathode, it is oxygen to the surface of the catalyst. So we are having one catalyst. The cathode distribute hydrogen to the surface of the catalyst and the anode distribute hydrogen to the surface of the channel and the cathode distribute oxygen to the surface of the catalyst, which conducts electron back from the external circuit to the catalyst, recombine with the hydrogen ions and oxygen ions to form water. So on the surface of the catalyst, there should be recombination occurs. Recombination means hydrogen and oxygen combines together and it will form water. So electrolyte. So what is the electrolyte here? Electrolyte here is a proton exchange membrane. It should be a specially treated material. It only conducts positively charged ions and this blocks electrons. So what is the catalyst here? Is a special material that facilitates reaction of hydrogen and oxygen. So when we discussed about the anode and cathode, we told that anode distributes hydrogen and the cathode distributes oxygen. So there should be a space to recombine these two. So catalyst is the space to make reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. So here usually use platinum powder very thinly coated on a carbon paper or cloth is used as the catalyst. We need a catalyst surface to combine hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so let's see the working of fuel cell. A fuel cell generates electrical power by continuously converting chemical energy of a fuel into electrical energy by way of electrochemical reaction. We all know that. The fuel cell itself has no moving parts, making it a quiet and reliable source of power. Fuel cells typically utilize hydrogen as the fuel and oxygen as the oxidant in the electrochemical reaction. So what is hydrogen here? Hydrogen is the fuel for the fuel cell and what is oxygen? Oxygen is the oxidant. The reaction results in electricity and what are the byproducts here? It is water and heat are the byproducts. So when hydrogen, so here shows the diagram of fuel cell. It is having one anode, one cathode, and we are having the catalyst membrane here. In between this portion is electrolyte. Okay, so In anode side, we are having hydrogen. In cathode side, oxygen is there. Water is the byproduct. Water and heat is the byproduct. Electron exchange occurs from anode to cathode. Okay, so when hydrogen gas is introduced into the system, the catalyst surface of the membrane splits hydrogen gas molecules into protons and electrons. This is the first step happens in a first reaction happens in a fuel cell. That is, when hydrogen is introduced in the fuel cell, hydrogen gas on the surface of the catalyst, hydrogen gas splits into molecules into hydrogen molecules splits into protons and electron. The proton pass through the membrane to react with the oxygen in the air. The electron which cannot pass through the membrane which travel around it. So if you hydrogen divide ചെയ്ത് അതിലെ constituents പോയി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ proton അവിടെ തന്നെ മെംബ്രെയിനിൽ കാണും. പക്ഷേ ഇലക്ട്രോണിന് മെംബ്രെയിനിലൂടെ മൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അത് എങ്ങോട്ട് മൂവ് ചെയ്യും? ഇതിന്റെ എറൗണ്ട്, ഈ ഒരു കാറ്റലിസ്റ്റിന് മെംബ്രെയിന് എറൗണ്ട് ആയിട്ട് മൂവ് ചെയ്യും. അതായത് ഈ ഔട്ടർ പാത്തിലൂടെ ഇത് മൂവ് ചെയ്യും. അങ്ങനെയാണ് അത് ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്ത് കണ്ടക്ഷൻ പോസിബിൾ ആവുന്നത്. സോ ദ ഇലക്ട്രോൺ വിച്ച് കനോട്ട് പാസ് ത്രൂ ദ മെംബ്രെയിൻ മസ്റ്റ് ട്രാവൽ അറൗണ്ട് ഇറ്റ്, ദസ് ക്രിയേറ്റിംഗ് എ സോഴ്സ് ഓഫ് ഡി സി ഇലക്ട്രിസിറ്റി. അങ്ങനെ ഇലക്ട്രോൺസ് മൂവ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എന്താണ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത്? ഒരു ഡി സി ഇലക്ട്രിസിറ്റിയാണ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത്. Okay, so this is what happens in a fuel cell. So there are basically four categories of fuel cells. First one, alkaline fuel cell. Second one, phosphoric acid fuel cell. Then molten carbonate fuel cell and solid oxide fuel cells. So these are the basic four types of fuel cells. What makes these four fuel cells different? Let's see. Okay, so ഇതാണ് ബേസിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്യൂൽ സെല്ലിന്റെ ഫിഗർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So this is the figure of an alkaline fuel cell. So what is the difference here? Here the difference in fuel cells makes because of the electrolyte used. When we are using some alkaline solution, that fuel cell alkaline solution as the electrolyte, that fuel cell become alkaline fuel cell. So here we are using hydroxyl ions as the electrolyte. That is, this makes this cell alkali fuel cell. So next is the phosphoric acid fuel cell. In phosphoric acid fuel cell, we are using hydrogen ions as the electrolyte. Okay, so this makes this as a phosphoric acid fuel cell. Then molten carbonate fuel cell. So in molten carbonate fuel cell, we are using carbon trioxide ions as the electrolyte. And the last one is the solid oxide fuel cell. In that, oxygen ions are used as the fuel cells. So now we studied about what is meant by fuel cell, construction of fuel cell, working of fuel cell, and what are the types of fuel cell. Thank you.